Hey, I forgot one thing, so I'm going to tack it on here at the beginning because it is kind of important to me, and I need you guys to give me a little bit of feedback. I am planning on putting a thread in the Ravelry group, the We Are Yarn Ravelry group, and I know that already cuts out a big portion of you. I would like to know how you consume my podcast. Do you YouTube it the most? Do you watch through iTunes, or do you go to the website? I am considering, in one of the ways that this podcast is really big for me, because a big time sink for me, because I upload it to YouTube. I have to upload it to the place where it can be taken to iTunes, and then I do show notes on YouTube. I do show notes, well, I copy and paste the show notes mostly from between Ravelry on, and then I link to Ravelry, the Ravelry page, to the YouTube. I put the show notes on Ravelry, I put the show notes on YouTube, I put the show notes on the website, and it's a lot. There are a lot of clicks that go into it, so I am considering no longer uploading to iTunes. And I am also considering, if I decide to do that, I'm going to start uploading all my back episodes to YouTube, so that you can still, so you don't care about that, but I may start once a day or every other day, start uploading my back catalog, so you'll start seeing episode 1, 2, and 3 coming onto the YouTube. Anyway, all that to say, please go to the Ravelry group and take the poll and tell me how you consume the podcast. And if it's overwhelmingly YouTube, I'll probably drop in iTunes. But if it's more, even if it's a 30-70 split or a 20-80 split iTunes to YouTube, I may still keep doing iTunes for you guys. If you go to the website, that's great. You will not notice a difference if I decide to stop using iTunes, because I'm going to get the hubs to fix it up so that so that you can continue to watch the episodes on the website. You won't notice a difference, except that it'll be a YouTube interface on there instead of our own private player. So that's that. Please, 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 please come give me some feedback. Now, if you're not on Ravelry, you can email me or post a comment on the website. Yeah, all right. Thank you so much for your time. Now to get back to your not so regularly scheduled podcast.
I'm going down to the drugstore, buy a big old skein of yarn. I'm gonna knit me a kitten, even if you don't give a darn.
Hi, and welcome to this episode of the We Are Yarn podcast. Thank you so much for joining me in my craft room today. My name's Amanda, Mandy Cat, MandiKat on Ravelry. The same 509, so MandyKat 509 on Instagram. Those are my social medias of choice lately. I have severely cut back on social media. You probably don't see me on there very often, but I do come look at pictures every day on Instagram. My coffee's gotten cold today, guys. It's one of those days. And I do come to Ravelry and look at patterns and things and look at forums, but I don't really do a whole lot. Just because, time. I realized, though, it had been a month since I've come and shown you guys what I'm doing. So this podcast may run a little long, longer than that 15-20 minutes that I was going to try to limit myself to. But that probably means that I'm not going to be watching this episode all the way through later. There won't be as much editing as usual. So you get Amanda today. Let's look at what I've been working on. I don't have anything finished. Well, I take that back. It's hanging in my closet. I neglected to get it, but I did finally sew up my... Pippin decided to come in the room and panicked a little bit at the door opening. I don't know. But I did finally get my, I don't even remember the name of it, or, that summer sweater I was knitting that was brown and had the weird construction and the open flap tulip whatever back, and I finished that and I wore it yesterday and it was fabulous. I finished something else, I guess you could say. This is a hoe. I have a hoe. I finished not clue 1, but part 1, clues 1 through 4 of the Mystery Knit Along, the starting point Mystery Knit Along with Joji Locatelli. Now the cat's getting in my lap. Good times. So here it is. I have it on holders right now. She wanted to keep, you need to keep the stitches live when you get to this point. So I just put stoppers on the end of my interchangeable cables, right? So here it is. Guys, I am really super proud of this. I'm proud of the way I put the colors together. But there it is. And I'm going to be honest, if you don't recall, so this is the starting point by Joji Locatelli. My colors are, this is a now, she's not dying anymore, but this was Kitchen Sink Dye Works Edgar colorway in a cashmere wool silver blend. This is Gail's Art in her, that base that has the yak in it, MYS, I think, 666 or 66. I'm not here for to be very exact, am I? Okay. The baby lay down for a nap a lot easier than usual today. I think I waited almost too long. The silver is Daisy Knits, and this is her Merino Tencel. I think it's a 50-50 blend in Thinking of Mel colorway. This is copper. So she's not done anymore, but this is copper. Thinking of Mel. This is Zen Garden in a blend that has stellina, so it sparkles, and cashmere in it too, and wool, and it's been really lovely. The blue is the Color Wheel yarn in her Caribbean colorway, and I think that hits them all. So there they are. I did lift the idea for these colors off of another person who was getting ready for the knit along. There was the thread where everyone was posting all the colors that they were going to be using, all the yarns, and I would go look there for inspiration, and I saw a very similar set of colors with another person, and Joji was very kind about that selection, and so I was like, well, I have those colors too. I think she was using a little darker of a blue, and I went for the brighter Caribbean blue, and all of my knitting friends in my knitting group say that the blue really makes all the other colors pop. So now I should have cast it on yesterday, but sometime this week I am going to sit down if I get the brain space, and I may not. Work is tough right now. We're really busy, and I'm pretty much just tired. But I'm hoping this week to get part 2 cast on. You do the exact same thing. Get your claw out of it. You do the exact same thing. Yeah, you just do it again. So it's going to be so big. Do you see how big this is? Do you see how big that is? I'm pretty proud of it. This is living. I'm using my Likey interchangeables. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. To knit this, and it's living in my Whimsy Stitches giant bag. Okay, what's next? We'll just grab blindly. Ah, yes. So this is in my Twisted Stitches bag from the lovely Ashley. No, not Twisted Stitches. Twist Fiber Studio. I'm so sorry. And this is my Celadon. This is an Ambah O'Brien pattern. Guys, I'm sorry. I bought a microphone to use so that my sound would be better, and I completely forgot to grab it off my desk. Next time. Celadon by Ambah O'Brien. And that's what it looks like on the pattern. And I'm using hedgehog fibers. This is a sport base. This is her something squishy, sporty, I don't know, sport. I didn't realize it was sport when I bought it, but that's okay. I'm good with it. And then this is a color gradient from Dragonfly Fibers. Cheshire Cat, I think, maybe. And I have completed the gradient. So dark blue to the kind of mint super light blue. And I am ready to put the brown on the other end. And I actually, let's go ahead and take the blues out. It's gotten too big, really too big and bulky to throw in my bag for work when I'm in the position where I can, workload permitting, if I have to sit and wait on something to happen, I can do this. But it's gotten too big to carry with me now. Alright, so that's that. This is on, I'm doing this on a US 4. These are some Knitter's Prides, I believe. Not interchangeables, those are fixed circulars. So I've gotten quite a bit of work done on that because I haven't had a whole lot of brain space. Like when I'm just in the garter section on the starting point, I can just do that, you know. But when I get to a bit where I'm having to think a little more, I go back to the Celadon. It's been a good autopilot. I decided I wanted to start another garment when I got the other one done. And it just took me some time to pick it out. And this is the, I believe it's called Morning Mist. I do not have it printed out. I just wrote the pattern for the bit that I'm on a card. But you've seen this. I promise. Lots of people have made it, I do believe. It's very popular at my LYS right now at the Hook and Needle. You do a lace section for the upper back. And then yeah, it's not seamed, but you do the lace section and then the front and then join in the bottom and go down. And she wants you to do a provisional cast on and then work the lace one direction and then come back and pick it up and work it the other direction so that it's you know, like it's mirrored. But I honestly couldn't tell that had been done. Like, and when I read the instructions, I went back and looked at the picture. I couldn't tell. And I decided that was not worth my time. So I just cast on and started knitting. And I'm going to knit until it's the length it's supposed to be after you complete that second bit. But here's the lace. I'm going to tell you flat out. One, I have no idea what yarn this is. It's in my DK cube up here in my yarn storage. So I'm pretty certain it's DK. The pattern calls for DK. Morning Mist, again, is the name of the pattern, by a designer. I don't know. I'm such a bad podcaster today. And I'm not even going to be editing. I will try to do better show notes, okay? Tonight, if I have time, better show notes. This lace, I learned the hard way that I can no longer, like the part of my brain that comprehended lace and did it fluently, I think I gave to my baby. I can't do it anymore. I can't just look at a chart and go, go, go. It's turned into a struggle for me. And I hope with practice and time that it all comes back. But that's why you haven't seen that amazing Bijou Basin Oslo walk shawl I was working on. That's why you haven't seen that again, because I just don't, guys, I don't have it anymore. And it really, like, I'm struggling with this. Let me check on my baby. Speaking of him. Oh, let me see. He's napping. He still takes 2 naps every day. He's going to be 2 in September. Can you believe it? Oh, God. He's going to be 2 in September. He still takes a morning and an afternoon nap. My boy likes to sleep unless it's after 6:30 in the morning, in which case he wants to be up. Anyway, so this is the lace. I ended up copying the lace down and using different... I only had to change one symbol, but I'm having to use different symbols. Like I can get okay, focus, words. The problem, I think, with this is that it's double-sided lace. Like if I just had to purl back, if I had a brain break, I think it wouldn't be so bad. But it is double-sided lace, I think is what you call it. If I'm using the term wrong, I apologize. But you have yarn overs and knit togethers on both sides. So the symbol for knit 2 together and purl 2 together are the same. The symbol for SSK on the right side and purl 2 together through the back loop, whoever came up with that man or woman, evil, convinced there was a demon involved, are the same symbol. So I can read the right side just fine, but I was having a hard time reading the purl back and remembering which symbol was what. So I had to change the symbols for the wrong side so that it makes it easy, give them different symbols so that it's easier for me to just glance down and see what I'm supposed to be doing. Once I did that, it started going a lot easier. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that I had done that and it helped for me. If you're a chart reader like I am, and your brain is living in another human being now, like mine is, that's something you can do. I had to restart this, I believe it was 5 times, because I kept messing it up on the reverse side, and it was bad, guys, bad. So bad. So just, yeah, that's what I had to do. So I'm using this unknown white DK, don't know what it may be, Barocco but it's cream. For the body, I am pulling out of my deep, 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 deep stash. I've had this since 2010. This Elizabeth Lavold U-Cool. I don't even think this is being made anymore. I saved it from Tuesday Morning back in the day, and I just liked the dusty purple color. I've had plans to make a big shawl, big triangular shawl out of it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 skeins. I've had plans to make a big shawl out of it since I bought it. And obviously I never did. I think it will be much more fitting in a summer garment. It is 75% wool, 25% eucalyptus, which is super neat. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited to be getting this in a project home, and I think it's going to look good on me. It's going to be great in the summer. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. I just need to get this. I can't work on it after 10 o'clock at night. Well, but that was before I rewrote the chart. So maybe if I set a goal of 1 pattern repeat every day, but there's like 20 of them or something. But I've already knit quite a few of them. How many have I done? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I do 1 a day in 2 weeks, I'll be able to start the body. But this is living in my caffeinated craft arts. Is that what you're calling it, Gert? Caffeinated craft arts bag. So this is my dear lovely friend Daniela, Caffeinated Gert of the formerly Caffeinated Knitting podcast. Now it's Caffeinated Crafting. She put a sushi liner in it for me because I ordered it special after I saw the fabric with the amazing jellyfish. What? And then it has a hand-woven panel of hers there on the front. I hooked a carabiner in the loopy bit because I needed to hang it off of something or something once. So. But yeah, that's there. So that's living in that bag. Uh-oh. I forgot to put my Celadon pattern back in my Celadon bag. We need to do that now or I'll forget. How long have I been talking? 20 minutes. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So my dilemma here recently has been that I didn't have any purse knitting. I didn't have anything small enough and easy enough to throw in my purse and just pull out and knit on. So like I went out to eat yesterday, and while I was waiting on my friend to get there, hey Linda, I didn't have anything to do. I pulled my bullet journal out because I had it, and I started working on this week's spread, and I haven't finished it yet. I need to do that. Anyway, so today I saw this yarn sitting in my worsted leftovers bucket on top. It is Banna's Choice Baby in the pink poodle colorway, left over from something I don't even remember, a long time ago. And I cast on a hat for Hats for Kiddos. My dear friend Allie of the Knit the Books podcast is doing a Hats for Kiddos drive, and every month they have a theme, and I'm a horrible friend and I don't know what the theme is this month, but I'm pretty certain I can manage to make a pink hat fit in it somehow. I need to go look at that. Do you guys want to watch me do this? So what I did is I picked up the pink yarn and I got some appropriately sized needles. These are 6s. And I also, because this is a Hats for Kiddos, I put it in my jelly bean bag. This was the very first project bag I ever sewed for myself. very first. And it's pitiful. I mean, I'm not a sewist, seamstress, whatever you want to call people who sew these days. I'm not a seamstress at all. But I put some yellow fabric inside, and it's not reversible. It totally exposed seams because I didn't know what I was doing. But knowing that I didn't know what I was doing, I think it's not too bad. Just saying. So it's living in there. And Ravelry. And what I did is, wait, I don't remember why I was going to Ravelry. Hats for Kiddos. So what I did was, they've changed things and I can never find where I want to go anymore. They, I pulled up the barley pattern because, okay, the year that I knit hats for kiddos, because I'm a horrible friend and and I'm a selfish knitter. I like knitting for me and for people. Like, I don't do a lot of charity knitting. So I haven't knit a lot of hats for kiddos. Barley is a very popular pattern. The year that I knit hats for kiddos, I used this pattern that is like a rectangle, and then you graft the top, and then you put tassels or pom-poms or something on the corners. They hang down, and it's super cute, and apparently they were very popular, and I wanted to do that again, so I bebopped to Ravelry and pulled up that pattern that I used, and guess what? It's not available anymore. S to you is all I'm saying. Podcaster, designer who removed it, because so I'm having to remake it. Hats for Kiddos June. I'm having to like rework this pattern, and I don't know anything about hats, and so I'm making it up as I go. So I went to the barley. It's a really popular pattern. People like the way it fits, and I looked up how many stitches they cast on with that worsted yarn. I cast on for a child size in the barley. I'm using the size needles that the barley uses, and I'm gonna knit until it's maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10 inches. I'm just gonna stockinette stitch in the round till it's 8 or 10 inches. Then I'm gonna graft the top shut with a Kitchener stitch, and then I'm going to make my tassels or pom-poms. I have fancy pom-pom makers now. I kind of want to use those. So I'll probably make pom-poms for this one. Okay. The theme for Hats for Kiddos is, well, I said I can make pink yarn work for anything, unless the theme is boys club, anything that is boys or gender neutral. They'll still appreciate my hat. Oh my gosh. Allie, you're still getting a pink hat. Oh, gosh, how could I do? Why does it work out that way for me? I'm going to be laughing about that all day. I'm still making the hat. Still making it. I can make pink fit into anything. Unless it's supposed to be gender neutral. Because pink is not considered a gender neutral color for children. Okay, finally, I left it up front. I did complete the first bobbin for that purple fiber that I had dyed. So if you remember, I'm not going to be showing it to you, so I'm not going to go into it. Anyway, I finished the purple. I think I showed it to you once, a month ago. So I just brought my spinning wheel back to show you. Here is what I'm working on now. There and there. So it's that crazy hot green, neon green. Oh, I guess I should probably turn it that way. There we go. This is Super Deep Stash 2. Clearly don't move my guide for the yarn on the bobbin often enough. It's way too thick. I should have already made at least one pass with all this, but I'm not doing real good at paying attention to that, to be honest. So that's what it looks like on the bobbin. I was too lazy to remove it from the spinning wheel, but not too lazy to just bring the whole spinning wheel back here with me. It usually sits up front at my desk. So this is, looks like I paid $25 for this. This is Urban Gypz. She is still dying, I know for a fact. Urban Gypz, Gypsy. This is her Hot Froggy colorway from not my very first SAF, but the second one. So maybe 2011. I'm trying to dig way back deep, guys. I'm still in this kick to use all my stash. To use my stash. Not all my stash, but I'm really trying super hard not to buy anything new. Use what I have, because it's all beautiful, and it's sad because it's not being used. And especially now that I have it out in front of me, I've moved it out of the closet just into the open air. It's staring at me, reminding me how sad it is. I'm very, very inspired by it. I very, very much want to knit all of my sweater quantities, and I have quite a few. I very much want to knit my, I need to get someone that's really good at putting colors together in here and help me out, because I would really, really enjoy putting together some of my fingering weight single skeins into a sweater. You know, like a fingering weight sweater. I bet you want to see this fiber. I took it out of the braid and just put it in the bag because I'm just going to spin it straight and then chain ply it, as is the way I do things now. But it's green with these pop bits of neutral in there. Oh. I forgot about those bits of neutral in there. Maybe I should go back and, or undyed bits. Maybe I should go back and separate it and do a 2-ply so that those neutral bits get mixed in with those hot greens, those neon greens. Maybe I should do that. Anyway, I am off the topic. Let's get back on the topic. Urban Gypz, Hot Froggy. This is a merino sea sail blend. It's super wash. So here lately, my MO when I've been spinning is to kind of attenuated long draw, maybe? What do they call that? Where I am still helping it pull out, but I am letting the twist run back into the fiber and just pulling it back that way. But not like really good, like pulling it off. That's where you just with the one hand. That's not what I'm doing. I am helping it with my front hand. This did not want to be spun that way. It is very fine. It's spinning up really fine. It wanted to be short forward draw, and I haven't really done that in a long time. It's probably good that that's how it wanted to be spun, because I needed the practice to remind myself that there are other ways to spin. So that's being done like that. And that's all that I brought to show you guys. I am at 30 minutes, so I think I'm going to let you guys go. You want to see my kitty? See my kitty? There he is. This is the Pippin. So, I don't have anything else. nothing more to say. I hope you guys have an amazing week, or length of time until I see you again. I've intended to podcast, talk to you guys a lot, and it just never happened. Like I was going to yesterday, and it just didn't happen. I was going to the day before, it just didn't happen. Last weekend, and it just didn't happen. 'Cause life. And yeah, I apologize for that. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at Mandy with an I at weareyarn.com. Holla at me on Instagram, or PM me on Ravelry, or come talk in the group. The group is really quiet because I'm really quiet. Go check out, in the meantime, when I'm not saying anything to you, go check out Daniela of Caffeinated Crafting. Check out Allie of Knit the Books. If you're done with all that, check out Wendy of the Sassy Pants Knitter Podcast. Yeah. And I hope very much to see you soon. Oh, I was going to say, I may not be able to record next weekend because I'm picking up some extra shifts next weekend. So, you know, when you work more than 5 days a week, you get tired. I know there are some of you out there that understand that. So, the knitting may be sparse even, but... And then I work the next weekend as my regular shift. So it may be 2 or 3 weeks before you see me again, but hopefully I'll have some really good progress on some things to show you. And until then, take care, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy spinning, just happy.
I just can't wait to finish. I got the kitten in blues. No, I just can't wait to finish. That's why I got those kitten in blues.